Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start our next sessions here on the topic of effective collaborations among government, industry, and academia. So please do join us for the next discussions.
Thank you, MC. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very proud to start with the joint session, under the topic effective collaboration among government, industry, and the academia. Totally in the panel, we have 4 persons, but in the agenda, we have only 3. But specially recommended by our Professor Obi, we have a friend from Indonesia to be additional speaker this morning. I guarantee to you all here, every speaker in the first session, the very first session before lunch, will be very attractive and great points, sharing from their experiences. Let's say we still have our friend from Vietnam, somewhere in the restroom. He's coming to join. Because time is quite at the limit already, because we have some 50 minutes totally, for 4 speakers. I will give them, but let's say that we have so experienced speakers, and we are so near to the lunch. So don't worry that lunch will be provided promptly after the sessions. We might be running over time, okay? But let's say just 2 minutes walk to the lunch. I guarantee that I try to conclude the session in a very reasonable time. All right. Let me start, without delay. Without delay, Yes. My friend from Vietnam is there. The first speaker, let me start with the first speaker. He's a very captain in the Air Force before joining MICT. Group Captain Surapol. I call him only the first name, okay, because last name is very long, would be a problem for you all here. He will speak, in his very policy level experience, see how collaboration among the 3 parties will be effective in the eyes of the advisor to the Minister of MICT Thailand. So please welcome Mr. Group Captain, Group Captain Surapol, to start our session this morning. I give you some 10 minutes to 15 minutes each for the first round. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to speak on behalf of Minister today. I'm Group Captain Surapol Navamavadhana. I work as an advisor to Ministry of ICT, Thailand. Today, I'm going to talk on the topic of Thai CIO University. This is a collaboration between MICT and Thai University. I'm a pilot, so I'm not a professor. I try to explain you in a simple way to understand what we try to make it happen. First, I have to introduce you about the history of CIO in Thailand. CIO in Thailand was approved by the Thai cabinet for the CIO position for every ministry, department, and state enterprise. Also, deputy CEO are appointed. The second, appointed CIO need to attend a short course organized by NECTEX at the first, but right now, later it's joint corporate with MICT. So this is the history of the CIO that happened in Thailand. By the research of the Office of the Civil Service Commission, it showed that appointing a CIO is a right decision by the government. Second, however, Thai CIO career path is unclear. Until now, it's still not unclear. CIO law is assigned as an add-on duty for the deputy permanent secretary or deputy director general that is in organization chart. And a provide short course for CIO is only a good ad hoc solution, but for the long-term solution on how to develop a truly wanted CIO is in need or need. So it means that we have to prepare the human resource to become the CIO, not like you go to the shower and come back, okay, I know everything about IT. It cannot be something like that. So it must be take course and have a clear career path to make them as a CIO of the ministry or a CEO of the department. On 2011, as the first year of the Group Captain Anudit Nakontap, the Minister of MICT, he started to make a collaboration between MICT and College of Innovation Thammasat University for a Master of Science program in IT Policy and Management. What we do, we have the team that from Thammasat, CITU work together with the people at the policy that were like me and like a permanent secretary to make it happen. What we are doing, the Ministry of ICT make the connection with the IAC Secretariat. Also, we talk with the NECTEC, the previous one from Ministry of Science and Technology for work with the government official, what we have to do. Also, we got to endorse the curriculum from Office of the Civil Service Commission because this one will make a clear career path of the one who will be the CIO and a job description for them. Also, we make a corporate PPP with the private sector. The College of the Innovation Thammasat University is the one who is make and organize the activity, also develop a curriculum to fit for make like a fundamental or the standard of the course for all the Civil Service Commission. IAC also is like a part to make and support the collaboration between APEX and the ITU. This is how we organized on 2011. And this, the PermSec that this morning, he just come to give you about the Smart Thailand. But he worked with us since 2011. But he will become a new permanent secretary of MICT just on the 1st of October. So we're going to run the show for make the career path for the CIO in Thailand. On 26 August 2011, in annual speech, Mr. MICT announced the collaboration between MICT and the College of Innovation Thammasat University about the first CIO course that will take place on October. That is the first class that happened on 2011. Right now, we have 3 classes already that we recruit people from many sectors to learn about how to be a good CIO. This is the team of the CIO. That what we teach about 12 topics that very important to become a good CIO. And this is if you want to study, but right now we still train for Thai people only. But after 2015, when we open the Asean community, we also have a plan to make CITU as a center of excellence of CIO in this region. And this is the plan of the CITU, that the CITU was selected by the MICT to make the ICT master plan number 3 that will be announced by the end of December after passed approved from the cabinet. Also, we have a collaboration with international partner also to make sure that we are go on the right direction for the CIO. This is to prove for you that CITU is the first CIO university in Thailand that make a course to train the CIO. And this is just the first step. And right now we try to give this course to many universities in Thailand because we know that the most important part of the computer system is the human resource. Without a human resource who don't understand what is the information communication technology, like you know, for implement the IT technology in the organization, the most important is the leadership. So we have to train them to understand with the knowledge and train them with the leadership to bring the unit to reach the IT competency. Like when we use the IT, it means we use for the cyberspace. The cyberspace that gives you to the short distance and even the short time also. So it's reduce time and distance. So the life will be easy. And also it's going to change the life, how we live. It's like right now, I can call we can call face down, not FaceTime, no Facebook. It's a face down society. What does it mean is face down society? When I say that, okay, everybody bring a smartphone, I will turn on the Wi-Fi signal. When you start to connect the activity, you will not talk to each other. You will start to face down and start to typing to talk to somebody that very far from here. So this is the point. By the ranking of the e-government, after we implementation, the first CIO course for CITU, we got the ranking that from the 7 index that for the CIO, we ship very fast up to other 8 that on the CIO that we have. And right now we are working on many issues to make Thailand and collaboration with many university and also in level of school to prepare our human resource to fit and ready for face of the new technology of ICT. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The group captain Surapol shared with you all here, about how we establish, how Thailand established in terms of CIO study and capacity building through collaboration between the government itself and universities here in Thailand, and extending further into, let's say, such academy of International Academy of CIO. Lots of things, have been conducted and done, and also how to develop further in the future. Okay, very short but contented, very, very interesting. Let me move to the floor. Please be patient. The second round, I allow you to put your hands up, for some questions and answer. All right. Let me move to the second speaker. Today we have from Vietnam, Dr. Tran Minh Tien. I know him for at least, more than 5 years already, almost 10 years. He's retired already, but very effective, still very effective. His current position, he's the chairman of the so-called ACA Academy. ACA stands for Asean CIO and CSO Academy in Vietnam. He will share with you, he has lots of experiences during his tenure, in the government sector. Really autonomy in terms of ICT development. He's been also Secretary of Vice Secretary, I think, of the Communist Party. You see how powerful is the party in Vietnam. Okay, take your microphone to share experience with us.
Thank you, Mr. Jirapon. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great honor today to share with you some our idea in Vietnam, how we cooperate between e-government and CIO training program. So my presentation consists of 4 parts. First, part related to the e-government assessment results as the input for designing CIO training program. The second one related to the e-government assessment model. And the third is the CIO training program framework. And last one is case study of Da Nang City. Because so Mr. Jirapon give me only 10 minutes, so I will omit some, skip some slide. First one is about the e-government assessment result as input for the CIO training program. As we know all, the main stakeholder related to the e-government development are the government, the business, the people, the ICT, and the immediate human resources. And to development e-government, we have to develop not only e-government, but also e-city, e-business, and ICT strategy. And also for the government, we have to develop the PAR, so that means public administration reform. So to evaluate the e-government situation, we use a system of several index and assessment system. There are the ECAF, that means the e-government assessment framework, PAPI, that means public administration performance index, and PARI is provincial administration reform index, and PCI is provincial competitiveness index, and ICT index. And overall, we do the survey to get the opinion of the people and business about their satisfaction of the public administration services. And based on this all assessment, we come to e-government assessment, the socio-economic outcome assessment, human resource assessment, and CIO, CSO knowledge and skill assessment. And from this assessment, and based on the IDG, CIO, CSO training program, we designed our CIO training program. Now we look very quickly to the e-government assessment model. It consists of the mentioned as the module, like I mentioned about the ICT index. It includes the 5 modules: infrastructure, human resources, application, industry, and legal and policy environment. For the ECAP, it includes the ICT governance and ICT management. And for PAPI, we concentrated on the participation, the transparency, the accountability, the anti-corruption, and the procedure and service delivery. For the PARI, it's also similar, but so more on the OSS is the one-stop shop and inter-agency one-stop shop, and also organizational reform, set office finance management mechanism, modernization, and impact of PAR on the socio-economic development. And PCI, so we focus on the low cost, the limits, time, and transparency and accountability for the business. And last one is most important, is the satisfaction of the people. We focus on the access, the content, the usage, interaction, service quality, system quality, transparency, accountability, and participation. And so based on this result, we designed a CIO training program framework. It consists of 3 main blocks: the vision, the leader, and the manager. And we break down all these 3 blocks into the several models. It's very similar to the presentation of Professor Obi before. And now we'll go to the case study of Da Nang city. So Da Nang is the best ICT development city in Vietnam. And also for ICT governance and ICT management, they are very well. And for PAPI, they belong to the 5 top provinces in Vietnam. And for the PAPI, here you can see the central authority, the department authority, and the district authority also very good. And Da Nang PCI is not so good as the expectation. And the satisfaction of the people in Da Nang is very good. And we come to the strengths and the weakness of the CIOs. And in general, we can say that now, so currently the CIO focuses only on the 4S, the system, the server, the software, and the services. But they need also to put more knowledge and experiences on the 4E. That means the insight, the integration, the intelligence, and the innovation. And so in general, together we have to put all this knowledge and experiences for the CIO in the near future. Based on this conclusion, we designed the new CIO training program for 3 days in Da Nang city. It means with the title CIO in the network area, with the first related to the network area, information society and knowledge society. Second one related to the organizational transformation. The first related to the from productivity to transformation, and then leading change and leading implementation and alignment. And so we are toward successful e-government implementation. And last one is information security and network security. With this table, I would like to finish my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Tien. He reflected to you another picture, down to evaluation and assessment of ICT and electronic government, the development of the country, how its role at the moment could contribute, to the CIO development down to capacity building as well. It's really interesting that we could, in the future, we could share in terms of CIO development. Especially, that you learn that under the UN table now, Vietnam has bypassed Thailand already. Take care of Thai people. Here you have to take your good role of further develop. We are not competing, but we are coordinating and we are sharing to go together, right? Hands in hands. Let's move to the third speaker. He's from Korea. Mr. Kim Young-sik, he's really, in terms of experience, his experience is really in diversity. Lots of areas that he's experienced in terms of starting from academic role. Now you can touch the government development as well, including also industry development. As we all know that Korean, in the table of UN, you are the number one. Okay, take the number one. Let's say, reflection of your thought and mind to share with us today. Okay, take the microphone. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jirapon, for your introduction and kind words. My name is Young-sik Kim from Korea, but now I am based in Bangkok. So I'm now in the ministry, Excellency Surapol, together. So today it is my really honor to share some of Korean initiatives on these two subjects, CIO and collaboration among the industry, academy, research, and government. I just add the research topic because in Korea we are thinking that the research entity is very important for our future. So I will just talk about this story. I think it is simple from our case. What we need to have, what we want to achieve, we just start from making law and then execute that law. So I will just talk these two things in these two topics with some examples and then lessons. I think you may know that the e-government readiness index by UN, it was start from 2003, now just 10 years. I think this is not all. This is just one small indicator where we are now. So if you see here, we are working very hard for last 10 years, and so far you are leading, we are leading in this position. But maybe what is the dependency? How we achieve this result? So I think that this is, there is some relevance of our today's topic, government CIO. So, and also from ADB, there was some internal survey regarding to the successful the e-government project. So if you see top three regions or major success factor for success is highly depend on this management part. So I think a strong management through good mechanism from CIO is the most important success factor. So in Korea, we start to making law from 1998 for this CIO. And we had several revisions, and basically we have a big framework about the ICT, the informatization promotion, and this one has three areas. First one is a national informatization. We can call it e-government. And second one is industry development. Third one is, because it was a beginning stage, the infrastructure was very important. So we made many infrastructure investment related law. So the right side is quite busy, but this is all about the law. From this law, we had a good support from government, from police side, from budget side, from institution side, and from people side. So this is our law, Article 11 is talking about responsible official for informatization, which is exactly CIO. So in this law, we define some of the responsibility and the activities of CIO. Because of time duration, I will not repeat everything, but I hope you will understand the role. I think Dr. Obi also, just before he will explain about the role of CIO and also some changing responsibility according to the new technology. This is all embedded in this law. And also we have a CIO Council in Article 12. So we define the responsibility of these CIOs within government to coordinate every informatization project within government. So we had a good community among these CIOs, and there is some statistics about CIO. So if you see, this is our level, CIO level. We have around 44 central government agency, and we have 233 local government agencies in provinces. So according to our law, these agencies should appoint CIO by a certain level. But they did not specify which level should be a CIO. It depends on the situation. So some organization, deputy minister is a CIO. Some organization is an assistant deputy minister. Some organization is director general and also director. If you see the most popular side from central government is a director general, and the local government is assistant deputy minister level. And this is quite controversial in terms of our result. Although we have a law and we have appointment, but actually IT experience is not that high. So this is average number of experience years in IT for these CIOs. So if you see maybe the 1 to 3 years is most popular at the time, and then maybe 3 to 10 years was quite short. And also in another statistic shows that the required skill level. I'm sorry about some Korean language. I don't have enough time to change everything, so I just add English. Regarding to the competencies of CIO, we are thinking that this priority. Of course, it is depend on each country or each organization, but we are thinking that the vision and strategic capacity for CIO was most important, and the second is coordination and control with others, because there is many conflict when you're doing this project. And also new project planning and execution power is very important. And then so what is the most big contribution from IT point of view to organization? Every organization, head of organization, CEO, they invest money for CIO, and they invest people and the budget. So what is the most big benefit of IT? They said public service, efficiency and productivity was most important, and the transparency and the communication among the organization was most high. And also CIO itself's contribution to organization is focused on the IT policy, project execution, and business process innovation. This three was. So in summary, our CIO system, still we have problems and we need to improve. So I see, I just list out 3 areas. We still need to have we need to improve supporting infrastructure for CIO, because as you see, the qualification of CIO, the number of years is not enough yet. So we need to have some law for empowering CIO position, and also CIO council. The CIO council, they are not the decision-making body. They are coordination body. So there was still some the dispute. So this was our next plan. And also in terms of effectiveness, eventually the management structure was most important to make effective CIO. So we are looking for the leaders who has a vision from IT and also business success point of view. And then there is some lacking in enterprise architecture. I think this is a new area we need to focus. Sorry, maybe I will speed up. So I think the enterprise architecture is some of new area for CIO, because eventually objective of CIO is to align the business objective by using this IT. So I think that was one conclusion about CIO. And next one is some collaboration. This part also we have a very strong act from many acts, but if you see one ICT Industry Promotion Act, there is some responsibility for research cooperation and commercialization of new technology from government side, and also training for the human resources. So if you do this demand side from government and also supply side from industry side, this will be very well harmonized, and this will boost the national development. This one example of our research and development from 1980. So far, we are enjoying this new technology. So one of our government research institute called ETRI is now #1 in terms of patent. And also commercialization, we had this policy in 2003. So there is a role of government and a role of industry. So in the beginning, when you announce new product, the government had a major role to invest, and the private sector, they are following. And this right side, industrialization sector, now private sector is enjoying the result of this. And there is one cloud service, SaaS example also. In the Technopark, government established a SaaS market for small and medium enterprise. So small and medium enterprise, they don't need to invest a lot of money for operating their systems. So now in the global top 10, recently announced by Booz Allen Consulting Company, out of 10 US company, the Samsung was ranked as a #3, and also in terms of R&D, Samsung is ranked #2, ICT as a #1. And also government focused on the training, human resource training. So we had a very aggressive plan to train almost 50% of our population from 2000 to 2004. Together with the private computer academy and colleges. This is a good example of. And then the KAIST, actually I was teaching e-government in KAIST. And this is one of top 50 in the world, according to the Times and QS evaluation. And every Korean university, we have a university industry corporation department. So they are supporting some starting up company through business incubation, and they are supporting some registering patent and technology transfer. So they have some, within academy, they have a holding company. They are supporting to make a new company. So maybe in summary, we have a good cooperation, these parties. And this is,
I did not interrupt you, you know why? Because I saw the audience, are so interested by your presentation. It's very comprehensive, What he shared with us, starting from the very, something like formalization of ICT development, institutionalization, CIO development, up to the high level of ICT in terms of R&D, And also speaking details in terms of trying to invest on CIO. When we talk about human capital these days, we are trying to turn human resource into to be asset, right? You take your good time, because he's now stationed in Thailand, especially the audience who are Thais. He stationed himself at the Ministry of ICT at the moment for 1 year. I did have a good chance to share with him, for 3-4 hours, one day already. I will go there again, okay? Don't worry. Thank you so much. And the last speaker in the first round is the very recommendation from Professor Wei. he's also a very experienced person, from Indonesia. Dr.Setyanto P.Santosa. His position at the moment is the Indonesian ICT Society. He is the chairman of the society. Let's welcome him. Professor Dr. Santosa, yeah, you say there? Okay, fresh presentation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I assume that Mr. Chairman will confuse what I'm going to talk because I'm the only speakers that not present, the PowerPoint to the committee, since I received this message actually yesterday from Professor Obi. So I don't know, that's last Monday we have lunch together, hosting by the government of Thai in the ITU meeting. And we are talking everything, including also e-government. And I always declare Professor Obi is one of the messengers distributing the virus of a CIO in Indonesia. That 5 years ago, and up till now, the Indonesian government also still has some difficulty to implement that fully. So my name is Tianto Prawira Santosa. I am the chairman of Indonesian ICT Society. We call that MASTEL. This is an organization, non-profit organization and professional organization. The member consists of all operators, all broadcasters, former minister, former CEO, academician. So we work together in assisting the government, including also the lawmakers, especially in the policy. So my topics today, I want to talk about what we call that 4 pillar. The 4 pillar is academician, business, government, and community. Even this session, we forgot the community, because the community is very important. The community is changing everything. The community is more developed, more progress, more speed than the government as well as the academician. The community change the government, community also change all the culture. So therefore, with the 4 pillar ABGC, I think it will be complete, the stakeholders. Actually, it should be +1, the financial institution. Without the financial institution care about this, I think it's very difficult also to develop. Let me talk about the profile of the ICT, especially in Indonesia. So Indonesian population, as you may be aware, is almost 250 million. The internet users approximately 75 million, so it means 30.6% already covered by internet users. The handphone is about 255 million. So 140 million. So if you meet the Indonesian people, most of them must have 2 SIM card or 2 handphone. That's actually to maintain the quality. Sometimes the quality is very bad from one operator, so they change another. Sometimes also to prepare also which one is maybe from the office, which one is for the private. So that's why the number is 255 million, more than the population. But as the observer, I just predict that actually the effective is only 60% of the SIM card that issue. And then pay TV, we have about 3 million. The Facebook always growing. Indonesian who attach to Facebook about 64 million. Maybe today already changing. Always compete with India, Brazil, India, Indonesia. It's very active in the Facebook. And the Twitter is 30 million. So with this number, actually, this country it should be appropriate to build the e-government. But unfortunately, actually, what we call the internet user, most of them is using the wireless. The broadband is still very low. When we call the broadband is the fixed broadband, that's only 3%. Fiber optic to the home is still very low. So that's why usually our, let's say, role model is South Korea and Japan, where is the broadband already access everywhere in the world. If you look at this number, the condition, but Actually, 1 year ago, in one of the hotel here, I think, Centra, if I'm not mistaken, with the ASEAN members, already established, the first at the time is ASEAN CIO Forum. And the second is held in Jakarta this year. And this is actually the beginning of the, if I may say, is starting to force the government, the member of ASEAN, to think about the e-government. When I say the e-government, it means in the division, of course, there's only what you call the use of digital technology to transform government, let's say, operation in order to improve effective, efficient, and service delivery. However, the purpose of e-government, if I may say, it should be making government more responsive to its customer. And actually the problem is, when we talk e-government is about the people. E-government is about the procedure. E-government is about the technology. Technology is very easy. When you have a budget, you just buy. The most difficult is about the people. How to change the mentality of the bureaucrat. You need some years. And this is the role of what my colleague from Korea said is leadership. E-leadership is very important to implement the e-government in every level. Last year, I listened to the presentation of my colleague from Thai, how Her Majesty Princess Shakri lead the role to build the village. So this kind of leadership is needed. It means in the Prime Minister office, there should be also already, every day is open, let's say the email, and then others facility just to invite or to communicate with the staff. In the village as well. With this, I believe, country can be faster. I learned from one of my friends from Malaysia and Singapore. The ambassador Singapore in Indonesia told me, when Lee Kuan Yew came to Jakarta, he always asked two things. First is broadband in his room in one of the hotels in Jakarta. The second is just food. Lee Kuan Yew still also using the internet to communicate. If you look at Malaysia, Malaysia have dream, what they call that the Mahathir dream at the time. They built the multimedia super corridor. They make the Cyber Jaya, they have the Putrajaya. Everything is like. So the dream of the leaders is very important. Not the dream of the minister of communication, no. It should be the dream of the chief of the cabinet. With this, I believe that even in the company, if the CEO, have the e-leadership, it's much easier. But if not, you are the CIO, it's very difficult to convince him. They will think that you have spent a lot of money for nothing. So therefore, this is my changing of the culture, and the people is very important. How about the procedure? This is second difficult. The procedure is management. Business re-engineering must be done. You cannot just change your typewriter or the old computer to the one modern one. But the procedure itself should be implemented. So with this, you need an expert to interrelate it of the government. And this is more difficult to implement the ICT in the government than in the private sector. In the government is the ego of the institution or department is very big. A kind of silo. So therefore, the CIO of the government should be under the Prime Minister office. Without that, I think very difficult to sign that. This is the problem in Indonesia. We don't have yet the CIO officer. One of the institution, okay, you become the CIO. This should be in the office of the president. Handle everything. So this can be implemented. Without that, I think difficult. Technology, I think progress. You just know you don't have to buy, you are leasing, you have make a cloud. And the most important, of course, the budget. Everything can be done if only if the infrastructure. As I mentioned earlier, that in Indonesia, the problem now is the infrastructure is not so good. I don't know in Thailand. The problem is fiber to the home is still like. Digital divide is still also difficult. So I think with this is also another difficulty, especially to prepare that. So I just want to draw your attention regarding the ASEAN vision, because this is our vision. 2015, it should be the connectivity of ASEAN country must be completed actually, but I doubt it, maybe only some area. In the ASEAN ICT vision, they call that creating an inclusive, vibrant, and integrated ASEAN. We begin first is with bridging the digital divide. When we call the bridging the digital divide, it doesn't mean using the wireless. Wireless is temporary and only for certain area that not accessible. Wireline is very important. So our definition in the government, Indonesian government, I said insist government to build broadband, which means minimum 2 megabits per second. Because until now, government still holding 512 kilobit per second is the broadband. That's already, if I may say, is a kind of the snail speed broadband. And then the second is human capital development. We can work together among the ASEAN country. And infrastructure development. We are trying also the government to put the ICT as one of the economic infrastructure. The same level with the road, same level maybe with the harbor and everything. But usually the government now is relying on the private sector. Since private sector is already able to build the telecommunication facility with their own money, with their own budget, so sometimes government just stay away. No, we have to return back. An example of Singapore, an example of Australia, is in Australia they have special minister of broadband. I think this is very important to be followed, or at least we can maybe one of the reference to prepare this. When the infrastructure development is available, of course, economic transformation can be done. Economic transformation is very important because to promote trade, investment, and entrepreneurship on the ICT sector, and to build the ICT engine of the sector of transportation. Not only just for Facebook, not only just for the Twitter, just for entertaining, you know, maybe just for pleasure. But we need a value of this activity, especially economic value. And the second is people empowering of an engagement. This is very important to enhance the quality of life through affordable and equitable ICT. Affordable, equitable, and usable, and also empowering. This is what we call that meaningful broadband. It's very important. We introduced in Indonesia what we call that meaningful broadband. Consists of 3, that is usable, affordable, and empowering. And the third is about innovation. So, nurture of creative, innovative, and green ICT sector. So, very important. And yesterday we were discussing in the ITO forum regarding the telcos and the OTT. Okay. The problem is no, the OTT is growing significantly stronger than operator. So, what happened with the operator? Many of them is going down the average revenue per users. And the problem, who will maintain the quality of the network? Who will invest for that? OTT doesn't want to do that. Google, Facebook, they don't want to put the money. Who pay the tax for the government? Operator, not the government. So this is a kind of new competition among them. And they blame the operator. You never change the mind, only just selling the dumb pipe, the cable. So you have to change that. So I think this is kind of the difficulty again in the future. Once again, infrastructure is very important. And Mr. Chairman, I just want to draw the attention of the audience. Please, we build the e-leadership in every unit that we hold it. With this, I believe we can move forward. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you. As we all know that Indonesia is the biggest economy among the 10 nations of ASEAN. And ICT is something like the enabling factor, of development of every nation at the moment. So circumstances, environment, and also factors that influence it. And you talk about very common things, that we can share with you. And we all here happy to hear you. Let me know that next time you come, I give you more time, okay? Let's get back to our second round, What I'm trying to arrange is something like, I give you time. I give times to the floor. If you have question, you have microphone, extra microphone out there? So raise your hand, please. I welcome one, let's say, 2 questions. Okay. Because I realize that everyone, stomach is crying for a certain extent already. You have anyone would like to share or to raise some questions? Okay, Dr. Sri, my friend, he is from National University of Singapore. Introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, my name is Sui from National University of Singapore, and thank you for the panel to give us a very honest and truthful sharing of wisdom. I just want to help us to summarize what you talk by asking each of you, maybe tell us only one thing that you think from your own personal experience, your own opinion, that really make your particular country very successful in the collaboration between government, industry, and academic. And then maybe give another one is the most difficult thing ahead of you that challenging you to make it happen. So one is the historical success factor. The other one is facing the future. What are the challenges facing you?
Challenge. Okay.
Challenge. Yeah.
Success,
Thank you.
Success factor. I give you, you want all of them to share, right? Okay. 1 minute per person. 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Sri. 1 minute start to count. Okay. The most important to make the success story is the leadership. Without the leadership, it cannot be success for the ICT perspective. I think right now, Prime Minister Yingluck is the leadership who understands deeply how to shape the future of the Thailand by using the ICT. And the challenge in the near future, that when we're going to open the Asian community in 2015, only the network-based operation is like you need the network to work, to reduce the gaps, to reduce the distance, to reduce the times, because time is necessity in the near future. So we need the ICT to shape the future of our life. That's all.
So Dr. Tien, please share, 2 points.
I have only one very short answer. I think the big success and also is the same big challenges is human resources. Yeah, it includes from the leader to the manager and to the people and also business. Yeah, it depends on their knowledge and their experiences and their skill. If the leader, I agree with him, leader understand the importance of the ICT development and they use it in the best way. So we are easy to come to success. But if in vice versa, if they don't understand where, and they pay not enough attention to ICT development, and especially for e-government development, so it's very difficult to get money to so how to transform the organization and to make the business process engineer also business process re-engineering and so on. Yeah. So both challenges is success factor. Thank you.
From our experience, I like to say as a law. We are now living in the democratic countries, and the rule of law is most important. Actually, by myself, I studied engineering, so I didn't know this type of law. But in the long run, without law, we cannot do anything. So as I showed the Korean case, we had a numerous number of law to support this ICT sector. Actually, this is not all from parliament members, not from politicians. It is from sector, ICT expert. They draft and they go to the this parliament member, ask for to validate as a law. So I like to call them not politician or parliament member, but lawmakers. They should focus on their own original job, the lawmakers. And for failure case, I think maybe Korean, also maybe Asian people, we are lacking having some architecture or some long-term plan compared to Western people. So that's why I focus on the enterprise architecture. Of course, it is also started from US, but we need to develop our own enterprise architecture. So we have a GEA, Korea GEA. So I think our failure was just we execute what we need. But if you see in the future, we need to focus on more framework. So now I'm talking with the UN University, Dr. Elsa, how to transfer what we have. So we have a good e-government system, but it was really difficult to transfer because we don't have a good architecture. So we are thinking that we put our system into enterprise architecture frame, and anybody who have same architecture, it is very easy to transfer. So I think this was our failure and our future focus. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sui. I believe that you know better Indonesia than me. But, you know, if you assume that Indonesia's success, especially in building the economy and everything, actually because we have big and good consumers. Big and good consumers. If you look at the Indonesian consumers in Singapore, you know, they are very creative. Very creative. Even, you know, when everybody using the iPhone and everything, Indonesia is a kind of the BlackBerry country. They prefer BlackBerry. Very creative to make this useful for their own benefit. And we are also very consumptive. So as mentioned in Singapore, if you're just guessing from the bag, which one is Indonesian? It's too many bags in shopping, that is Indonesian. Okay? So very consumptive, generous spending. Okay? And the third is very communal. Indonesia in like to communicate, heartwarming, smile, doing something together. I was the permanent secretary of the tourism department. At the time we made survey. It surprised me when we asked the foreigners, who actually make the Indonesian attractive? He said, the people. The people? Yes. Which part of the people? They said that smile. At that time, I realized that Indonesia, a country with the highest smile per capita in the world. Okay, because everybody is a little smile. And status-oriented. This is typical of Indonesian consumers, status-oriented. When change the new model, they will change it. Okay, this is a kind of good if you think that this is success. the challenge, we don't have yet the e-leadership. That's all. Thank you.
Dr. Dr. Santosa, we have to compete with the Thais, whether who's are the better smiling. Okay, next time. I think we have time only for one question only. Huh? Let me conclude with very short conclusion that it's not a kind of conclusion. Thanks to your patience, to be with us, till 12:30 already. But more thankful, my really feeling of my fill up of my thanks to the 4 speakers. For your sharing of whatever you have, in a very short time, And still they stay with us, here. You can take more time with them, Another big hands for them. Okay. Thank you so much. And housekeeper, I give microphone back to you.